Hey folks, happy TeleTaco Tuesday number 65. That's pretty good. Maybe I'll get up to 100 someday. I don't know. I almost quit this a couple of times, but I'm still going. Those of you who didn't know that we are currently in Mercury retrograde, and I think that means that Mercury is going backwards somehow. I don't know. I don't know what it means, but my wife tells me it means that all the crappy stuff that's been happening to me is because of the Mercury retrograde situation up in the solar system. Now, whether or not you believe in that kind of thing or not, I mean, I'm undecided myself. I'm on the fence here. But I can tell you at least 4 things that have gone quite shitty for me in the last week. I don't want to complain too much, so I won't. A couple of guitars fell over. You know what? My Les Paul fell over, and whoops, here it is. Headstock is still intact. Isn't that awesome? The big thing that happened to me this week was that my Macintosh computer, it was a casualty of a glass of water. It spilled onto the keyboard of my computer. 3 seconds that water was on there before I unplugged the computer, picked it up, and turned it upside down and hit it with a towel as fast as I could. And I held it upside down for a while, and then I took off the back, and it was pretty wet inside, and it was a bummer. So the next day I took it to the Apple store, and they took it apart, and they said, well, you can fix it. And I got happy for a second, and they said it would cost $700 some. And I was like, ooh, no thank you. I need a good computer in my life, especially to record stuff on, you know, because it's near impossible to make content without a good computer. So I purchased a brand new MacBook Pro. So far, it's pretty good. Okay, so here's what I don't like about the new Macs, is that all they have is 2 of these Thunderbolt connections. I don't know if you can see, that's one of them. And if you want to plug in USB stuff, you have to buy one of these guys. Some sort of a hub. But what's cool about that is that it has an HDMI out, so I can run my extra monitor in HDMI. I can run in my Scarlett here, and this is my Katana, and so this is good. And right now, look, we're running along. We have no issues with CPU or with disk space. Now, here's the bad thing about it, and it's a good thing too. The thing is, it's got a solid state drive, and the solid state drive is much faster, albeit much smaller, 256 gigabyte. If you wanted to go up to the 500 gigabyte, it was ridiculously more expensive. So I got this one, and I figured, okay, if I run out of space, I'll dump stuff, and maybe I'll buy a new hard drive eventually, because, you know, Apple they're a little confiscatory with their pricing. Walking in the park with the dog, as we are wont to do. So there was a bunch of tents up in the park, really big tents. Down by the swimming pool there was tents, and then up on the hill there were tents. And it turns out that there was a movie being filmed there, and the director of that movie is Denzel Washington. Right in my own park, Denzel Washington is there recording a movie. I mean, they just took over the park. There were cars flying around the little 25-mile-an-hour streets. They had their food services out, and they had all kinds of porta potties and cherry pickers and big tents and massive trucks and camera equipment and all that stuff. So we were walking the dog, going up our regular street, and all this stuff is there. I was like, okay, they're filming a film. So I got out my camera, my phone, and I decided I'm going to film a film too. And I walked through like the main business area of their filming with my camera in my hand. A girl came up to me and said, "I'm sorry, I have to ask you to delete that." And, being the very, very agreeable gent that I am, I said, "Oh, no problem, I'm sorry." She's like, "Yeah, we just can't let any of this get out." And so I got my phone and I was like, I showed her, I was like, "Yeah, here it is." When it came to the point where I was supposed to delete, I said, "Okay." And I turned my hand away and my phone away, but I actually hit cancel. So I still have the movie. But you know what? It's my damn park. It's my own damn park. And I pay for it. I pay the taxes. And that's my phone. And I pay for it. And so she really can't come around telling me what not to film. She can't do it. What is it? The Denzel Washington Gestapo coming out? Are they going to take my phone away from me? I doubt it. That's my park. My park. I pay the taxes. Too many people. Also, there were horses. There were some horses there, and I took some photos of the horses. That was cool. Friday. It's an outdoor gig up at the Arsenal Cider House, and the temperature is going to be 93 with high humidity. And then they have what's called the heat index. That basically means whatever we say the temperature is, this is what it really feels like. The heat index is going to be 101, humid, terrible. But that's okay. I'm going to be fine. I know I always talk about my pedal boards because there's always a lot going on with me and pedal boards. I don't like to keep one pedal board and say this is what I use all the time because I get bored with things. This is a little pedal board that I put together. And it's, you know, of course they're all little pedals. You can fit more on. But here's my hand. That's how little that is. Okay. So this little pedal board has got the Sub and Up, and the Tumnus, the Nobels ODR Mini, the Elec Lady, the pedal that I don't know how to set it. I just keep turning the knobs and playing, and it sounds good. This I have a regular setting that I always use. This, not so much. I just keep turning the knobs. So, that's a little pedal board. It's great. You can throw it in a backpack. It's awesome. And it's made out of what? It's made out of a little cutting board core. See? I use their cutting board. And boom. There's a little pedal board. But the other thing you can do, you can connect it to another one. See? Also made out of the same thing. And this one I've just got a delay and a tremolo on. So I've got additional effects that I can use. The thing is I can throw both of these into the same backpack. And it's great. If I were a guy who always had the same pedal board, always had used the same pedals no matter what, I wouldn't do this kind of stuff. But I'm a guy who likes to switch things around. These are like little modular pedal boards. They're fun. Time to do a couple shout outs. You know, I spent a little time doing shouts the other day, and I'm gonna do them again. So one person that I never did a shout for, and I need to, because I think he's watched just about every video that I've created in the last 2 years, just about. And his name is Evil White Clown Punk. So happy day, Evil. Peace to you. And he's a good guy. Go subscribe to his channel. He does really cool videos. Actually, I should have watched his video. He put one up today. But I will watch it because I watch all of his videos too. His videos are great. They're funny. They're awesome. They're a little creepy. He's the man. Very creative dude. Other shouts that I might want to do. Cesar All Guitar. Just a super guy. Super player. Always has very kind things to say about my playing. I am humbled by that because you guys who know Cesar, you know that he's great. He's a good player. And then one more, of course, I always like to shout out this dude because he's my buddy from a long time ago. And his name is Skip. And he has Pittsburgh Live Jams. PGH Live Jams. Go check him out. He's making some really great backing tracks. And I'm going to use some of his backing tracks coming up too. Springs. What are these springs from? Well, when I bought my PRS S2 Starla, one of the things, I like Bigsby's. I do. I like the Duesenberg one better. But one of the things that I'd noticed was that the Bigsby bar was down like this, and the spring was so tight, and it's just not that good. Don't hit the other guitar, please. But I purchased these springs. I purchased two of them. One for this, and one for my Gretsch right behind me, over my shoulder. Right there. These springs are more springy. They were taller compared to this. I mean, they were more like 1.5 of these things put together. So this stuck up a little bit higher. But they're also, the metal is thinner, and so it's easier. You have a much smoother trem, vibrato. And they're made by Reverend. Who told me about those? Here comes another shout. Cheddar Kung Pao. Cheddar Kung Pao told me about those a while back, and I always remembered. I'm like, I gotta check those out eventually. think I did pretty well today. Made up a little list of topics. I hope that you're all doing well. I hope that you have a great Tuesday and a great rest of your week. All right, everybody. Peace. Be cool. And see you next time.